Okay. So, I think I'm live. Honestly, not too sure. Just giving a minute or two to see does anybody join. Actually, I'm going to just check on the phone just to make sure the audio isn't horrendous like last time. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. So I'll make a start anyway. You're all very welcome to the another unboxing from the Slabs Crusade. Um, I'm the owner of the store, James, and what I've got here is roughly about 150 slabs. Basically, I know that 8 of them were sent back to CGC to be fixed by CGC London, and there's one that you should be able to see on the screen right now that I'm going to be sending back myself. Out of the whole lot that arrived here, that's the only one that I found issue with. There's little small bits of plastic in it, so it will be going back. But I'll crack on with the actual unboxings themselves. And first up, I'll just go through some mechanical error returns. So these are ones that were sent back maybe a few months ago that have now been fixed. And I'll put these basically on display. So you've probably seen a few of these before if you've seen any of the other videos. This one then is Amazing Spider-Man 26, the spoiler variant. Got a 9.6 again, but I've had some of these come back where they are 9.8s, and I don't see any difference between the 9.6 and the 9.8. I think they were just being very pernickety, really, to give some of them 9.6s. So that one's fixed. I can't fully remember what was wrong with them. These might have actually been ones that were sent back by CGC themselves. This one up next then is DC Pride 2023 issue 1. This is one that basically, out of all the ones I've had come back, there's only one of them that was straight away back to me. Every other one of them had issues with them. So this is them starting to come back now with some of the ones that were fixed. But it's an amazing cover, and has a wee bit of a foil bit to it on the front as well there. This is another one, same issue, where I basically only had one of them come back that was okay. Every other one has had to be fixed. And it's DC Legion of Bloom issue 1. I think this is the Dirt Chew cover, I think. I need to double check that when I pick it back up. But beautiful cover again. It seems to be these thicker slabs. They're causing CGC some issue at the moment. Every single one that keeps coming back just has to go back and be fixed again, but then they come back and they're perfect. So I'm not too sure what they're doing with it. Yeah, it's Dare 2, that cover. So if anybody is in the watching, can you even put into the chat to make sure the audio is okay? The last time I went live I had like double or triple audio going. I'm pretty sure I have it fixed now, where it's only just one stream is being recorded. And then just even, again, just another one of them up there. Same book, had basically the same issues where the holder wasn't fully right with them. So one more mechanical error to go. And again, bit of a bigger book. Seems to be the thing that's causing, again, CGC these issues. It's the Power Girl Special Art Germ. It's the foil version. It might be hard to see on the camera, but hopefully you're able to see it there. It's an amazing cover, so it is a very, very nice book, especially the foil version of it. Yeah, on the camera it doesn't look the greatest, but in person it looks far nicer. Not to say the cover or the non-foil isn't good. So I shall just put these away. I've got tons of boxes all around me, and I'm going to be trying to maneuver them all around the place while I do this, so bear with me a quick second. And up next then, I'm going to go through 2 signature series signings that returned. These were quite weird in the sense that they were sent off. They've been on the CGC system as scheduled for grading for ages, and then I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday of the week just past there, they just showed up on my door, and I check my CGC status quite regularly for updates, and they didn't really update until they arrived at my door, and then all of a sudden grades were released. So we've got a Wonder Woman 72. This is for the Frison signing. Got a 9.6. Looking at it, I can see sort of why it got a 9.6. It has 2 small little spine ticks. But in saying that, it's quite interesting the fact that some of these books I'm going to show you in these lots, I've been saying it to a few people, said it in the last video as well. CGC are really going harsh on DC, whereas they're letting a lot slip with Marvel. There's quite a few Marvel books in here that have got 9.8s that have 3 or 4 spine ticks on them. That shouldn't be getting basically 9.8s. I'm not sending them with spine ticks. Something's happening to them either in the post or when CGC are handling them. But it's just showing you DC's instantly getting hit straight away down, whereas Marvel doesn't seem to be getting the same treatment. Not too sure what that's about really. So up next then we have, I believe this is a 1 in 25. Someone's Killing the Children 25. And it's a lovely Virgin cover. And again, signed by Jenny Frison. It's actually a tiny bit hard to see, but it's red on the hand there. And we've got a 98 with it, which is very nice for a 1 in 25. This next one, I've been talking to the owner of this book for a while now, and I don't know, to me, this is one of my favourite covers in such a long time, mainly just because of the colour. It's a 1 in 200, and unfortunately it got a 9.6. But 9.6 and a 1 in 200 is still a very, very good score. But if the camera doesn't pick that up properly, the colours in that bronze colour is absolutely amazing looking in real life. And with the signature label on it, and then the Frison signature in silver, it looks absolutely amazing, so it does. So they were happy enough with the 9.6 anyway. Would have been amazing if it had got a 9.8, but I can see why it got a 9.6. There's just a small little tick up in the top left. I'll even see, kind of get it on camera. Might be a bit difficult, but up in that top left, you might be able to see it. So up next then, we have Night Terrors Harley Quinn issue 1. I believe this is just one of the books that I had sort of put into the group saying I believe this will be a 9.8. If you want to send it to the sign-in, it's basically just pay for the sign-in, you don't need to pay for the book. And it got a 9.8. Black writing, the signature's down along here. It's not the easiest to see straight away, but still nice. Nice to get a 9.8. And then one of the final ones we sent off for the Frison signing was same scenario, where it was one of those books I put into the chat, or into the group, sorry. And it's Alice Never After, issue 1. So it's got a nice little signature here in a silver pen. So with these signature series, with the CGC in-house, I was trialing it out to see how it goes. I'm not too sure if I'll host too many more of them, mainly because you need to be sending off a good amount for the price point to work for everybody. I could send off one individually, but then you're adding extra near enough £100 on top of what it should cost, so it's good to get them in bulk. So I'll probably, if I'm doing future ones, I'll make sure well, I give about 8 weeks notice to everybody, but I'll make sure that there's a minimum of 5 going, if not 10, just to make it right for everybody. So up next then, we've got 2 books from the Neil Gaiman signing. This one was pressed by CGC, and I don't know what they were doing when they were pressing it, but yeah, it to me that doesn't look like that's been pressed at all. Got an 8.0. Very nice book, but with a press that could have easily, if it was pressed properly, probably up to about a 9, I would say. I'll see, can I get some of the bits on the screen? I'm not too sure if this will show, but you've roughly here and then there as well. Like, they're very easily, they're not even colour breaking either. So I don't know what CGC were playing up with that. They just, I don't know, just for some reason didn't press them properly. That's always something with the CGC pressing, that the amount they charge for it, I don't know if they properly do it. Other people will charge near enough double, if not time and a half, or 2.5 times, and you'll see better results from them. So it might be worthwhile if you're ever getting anything pressed. If it's with some spine ticks like that, get it done by somebody who does it for a wee bit more expensive. Up next then, the final one for the Gaiman signature series, and that was Sandman #1, and got a 9.6, which is an amazing score for a book that old. Mightn't seem old to a lot of people, but what was it, 99 or 89, sorry, that's quite an old book, so it is now. Trying to see how it got a 9.6, and obviously they grade older books a little bit easier, because this, to me, it's got a few nicks here and there that maybe should have brought it down a wee bit again, but 9.6 still very, very nice grade to have. Back of it looks amazing, so maybe that helped it. So that was the signature series books then, and again I'm just going to be moving this final box around. I'll try not make as much noise, I don't want to drop anything, and then we'll get on to the actual Slabs Crusade books. So that's them set apart. Let me see, what have we got here? No, we'll stick with that one later. Let's go with this one to begin with. So we can get on to this then. So I don't know off the top of my head all the results for these. There's a ton of 9.8s. Quite a few 9.6s as well. I think the 9.6s were mainly from fucking Slab It, basically that option, where I don't go over them in as much detail, or don't do the wee mini press that I do to them, so it doesn't sometimes fully get you that 9.8. But first up we've got Scarlet Witch 3, and this is Sarah Shelley art. We've got a 9.8 in it, and we'll just continue on anyway. We've got a lovely Scotty Young Murder World Avengers #1. Scotty Young has been, I think he's been sleeping recently. He's churning out work left, right and centre here. Near enough every week it feels like there's 3 or 4 covers, which is a pain at times, because I tend to collect Scotty Young books. I really like the artwork, and I like ones like that. I'm not too fond of the ones with all the text on them, but it's getting expensive to collect for. So up next we have Amazing Spider-Man 25. This is the one that I got, was it 300 damaged books of, so the ones I got a 9.8 of, very, very lucky for. The other ones either got a 9, was either a 9.6 or a 9.8. But yeah, that was an awful, basically 3 to 4 weeks trying to get them sorted. From that company that's they are the only ones allowed to sell you comics in the UK. Up next we have Cult of Carnage Misery, I think is in Hook Lee. And again we've got a 98 on it. We'll keep on going. This one then is one that I would have posted into the group. This is a 1 in 25 of Edge of Spider-Verse 5. I believe that's also the first cover appearance of this character. So it's a book, to be honest, it's actually a lot cheaper than I think it should be. It's one that I'm pretty sure on eBay you could probably get for £60 or £70 in a 98 grade. It might be worthwhile if anybody's looking to invest long term, maybe picking one or two up. Again, it's a ratio 1 in 25. I believe it's also the first cover appearance as well as the first appearance of the character. And you never know, just needs 1 week quick 5-minute segment in a movie or TV show, and there you go. You'll be quids in. Up next then we have All 8 Eyes, issue 1. It's a series that I only read this issue of. Actually really liked it. Don't know why I stopped reading them, or I didn't get any in for some reason. But I really enjoyed the first issue of it. It seemed to have an intriguing premise, but just for some reason I just never read on. Might have been just didn't have time, but 98 in it, always good. This here is prime example then of DC being shafted. This one got a 9.6. I can personally see why it's got a 9.6 now from looking at it in that casing. If that was a Marvel book though, that's a 98. 98 all day. It's literally in this corner here, there is the smallest little, like, it's not even a mil, maybe even less than a millimeter of a dent. But again, because it's DC, 9.6. Which is, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, in the sense that your DC books become a wee bit more valuable in 98. But it's not entirely fair on just to be great in one company like that. And up next we have Van Helsing Finding Netherland. This is a one-shot. Cover B, which we got a 98. These books, I tend to find that the image that's used in the solicitations and the previews and the FOC and all is usually a virgin cover, or usually a virgin image without the text on it. And they tend to look a wee bit better than they do when the comic comes through. So it's a bit weird, some of them, so they are whenever you see them in real life or in person really, compared to what you're expecting. Up next then we have The Mandalorian. This is the season 1 series, issue 1, Declan Shalvey cover. And I still think I like cover A the best, but this one's a close second. It's a really nice cover for The Mandalorian. And again, this is one that I would have just put up into the group just when I've been sorting through older comics, going, I think that was a 98, because I think it was in my first few months of starting. If any extra comics I got in, I never really checked them. As soon as I was covering orders, they all just went straight into a box, and I didn't even really sell them on, which I'm going to have to start to try and do now quite a bit. Up next then we have An Amazing Spider-Man 21, and this is the Disney variant. It's one of the nicer ones of the Disney variants. I really like 17 and 21, which this obviously is. But again, I've got a nice 98 on it. And again, I'm not doing my usual inspection of. The only thing I'll do an inspection of on this is so I can see if any get less than 98, why they got less than 98. We've got another copy of Scarlet Witch 3. I believe there was some key for this book. I forget what though, but it's the second printing. It might be first cover appearance of one of the members of one of the other witches. I'm not 100% sure, I can't fully remember. Up next then we have Alex Ross for Venom Lethal Protector, and without a shadow of a doubt, that's the best one of the whole series, was that Venom one. As soon as I seen it, I knew it was going to be popular, and it proved so. Quite a lot of people picked it up, and with good reason. And I believe the Doom cover are fantastic. Okay, and up next then we have an Amazing Spider-Man 19 Disney variant, and I know this is one that will be going into those Christmas mystery boxes. I sent away quite a few of those Disney ones, really, and most of them came back 98, so they'll be in with some of the 98s for the mystery boxes for the Christmas ones that I'll be promoting again soon. This is one of these covers again. This is the reason why I sort of hold off sending comics straight away now. It's mainly because of this cover, where I sent away, I think it was 10 within the first week of them coming out, and about 8 of them came back 96, 2 came back 98. Those were the 10 best copies. I kept then 10 back for later, and I'm now starting to send off those 10 later. This is basically, I got 2 of them in this batch, and when 98, as I said, whenever I unboxed the first ones and seen they were 96s, I have a feeling if comics are out that week, they're maybe a wee bit more strict with them, and those 96s are 100% 98s when you see them. There's not one issue with them. I don't know why CGC were giving them 96s. Up next we then have The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue 6, and again I'm going to butcher this man's name, Lee Bemergio, I think. For him being my favourite artist of the past 2 or 3 years, I should really probably learn how to say the surname. But these are books that near enough everyone that he does, I send away for my own version as well. So I believe this is mine, basically, to go into my own personal collection. I've been grading most of his work because I absolutely love it. Okay, so up next then we have issue 23 of Amazing Spider-Man Disney variant. Again, it's one of my favourites actually as well for it. We have the same one again, so I'm just not going to show it back to back. Instead, we'll put up this. I'm just going to take a quick look at this actually to see. Yeah, I can probably see that, 96. So that's probably because of the top right cover. It's the Department of Truth Wild Fiction Special, so it's a one-shot, and it's basically the Spawn variant type of it, where I think it's Image done quite a few different Spawn covers within about a month or 2 of each other. That was sort of like late last year, early this year, where they done them. The ones that all seem to have got 96 and this all have pretty similar damage. I personally don't think I sent them off like that. I think it's a case of in the post they've maybe been a wee bit damaged, or CGC themselves. It's the tiniest little thing in the top right corner. They have the same thing. This is a beautiful cover for obvious reasons. Should be fine for YouTube because everything's all covered up that needs to be covered up. Vampirella Year 1. Pirello cover, and it's a Virgin cover as well. That's one thing whenever I'm putting together the FOC list every week, it's just skip over Dynamite. If I skip over it if I basically don't have a lot of time on my hands. But a lot of those Vampirella, especially Pirello covers, some of them are absolutely, well, most of them are fantastic. And then we've got finally, for that box, Amazing Spider-Man 17 Disney variant, and again that's one that's just going into the Christmas mystery boxes, which should start shipping out for those that paid for purchase sometime this week. where I will have them all sort of sitting ready to go. So let's see now, am I able to work this where I can just set these into the next box. So as I said, I'm sort of cramped in here where I've got boxes all around me. But on to the next one. So for this next box then, first up we've got a Derek Chew Captain Marvel Dark Tempest #1. Very nice cover. Derek Chew, as soon as you see that artwork, you know straight away who's the artist. Very recognisable. Brilliant artwork as well. This then, customer submission. And if you can see up in that top left of that corner, got a 9.9. So this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 100. Not only did they get 199, they got 3. So they will be ecstatic with that. It's actually the first time when I've been submitting comics, I've got a 9.9 back, so I'm claiming as my own, so I got a 9.9. I'll see, can I just pull out the rest of them? If I can find them, they should be in here. I think here's another one. Yep, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 99. And again, 99 on it. And let me see. Find the last one. It's actually harder to see all these little numbers whenever you're looking at them this far away. But again, 99, so you cannot complain about that. They were a group of comics that were sent in where they'd sent in I think about 20 and asked me to sort of only send the ones I think were 98s. So everyone I sent in got a 98. I think there was maybe 8 of them I said not to send in. And then I can't seem to find that other 99 just yet from looking at it. This here is another one of their submissions. So Venom #1. And this is the Mike Mayhew covers. I think these were bigger in America than they were over here. I know there are people in the UK who do love, well, I'll call them shoes, Americans call them sneakers, but they seem to be a lot bigger obviously in America. But not for me personally, a picture of shoes, but I know some people will like them. Up next then we have Scotty Young, Moon Knight, City of the Dead, issue 1. And again, this is Scotty at his best. Like, this is a really nice cover. Can only see things like this going up in value. Scotty does better work whenever it's like this and not the 3 characters talking to each other. That, I believe, is when he's sort of out of ideas and just needs something done really quickly. And here we have again the harshness on DC. Again, I'm just going to look at this book. Yeah, and this one's even harsher. Like, I have generally no idea why they have given this a 9.6. It is 98 quality all day, but because it has that logo on the top left, they're like, nope, let's just give it a 9.6. So, Detective Comics 1073. Who's the artist in this now? Evan Cagle. I've noticed the Detective Comics maybe the past 6-7 issues, and they're still going with that artist. The artwork they're pumping out is fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant for Detective Comics. Very dark artwork. That's kind of what my taste would be anyway. Up next then we have Amazing Spider-Man 32. This is Disney variant. 9.8. I'm trying to remember in my head yesterday what book I pulled out for Marvel that got a 9.8. When I looked at it, I was near screaming going, how does this get a 98 that those DC ones don't. So we have another one of them, Amazing Spider-Man 32. We might have quite a few of them, so I'll maybe not show them all so we can get through it quicker, so we're not here until 12 tonight. This one is slightly different. I'm just going to have a quick look at it again to see why was it given a 9.6. Very hard to actually see why this was given a 9.6. Potentially for that. On the back, on the top left corner, there's a small little ding, but it's not. It's very, very, very minimal. And again, 98s, they should be allowed to have one minor issue. That's when most books get 98s, because most books are printed with one minor issue. But went with 9.6 for it. Same book again, but for those eagle eyes out there, I'll show you what a 98 looks like, so you can compare the 9.6 to the 98 and you'll see there's no difference whatsoever. It's the exact same book. Let's see, what have we got next? We have Moon Knight, City of the Dead, and if I'm right in thinking, this is the box. There's one box where I normally, when I'm sending these to CGC, pack them in groups of 5, and from the box of 25 there's 5 that all got like 92, 94, and they all have the exact same ding in them where they've clearly been dropped by someone, not by me, because I wouldn't have sent them otherwise. But looking at this one got a 9.2. Yeah, there's something I'm completely missing here, because I'm not seeing it at all why this got a 9.2. Again, one thing with a lot of these moderns, CGC just won't give you any notes. But yeah, I'm really, really struggling to see where this got a 9.2. I'm a wee bit perplexed by that. I don't really know what's the issue with that one. Up next then we have a DC book that actually managed to get a 9.8, which was Night Terror's Ravager, issue 1. Really, really nice cover. The lighting on it, I think, is spectacular. Really brings out the book. Well, brings out the character, really. So, really, really nice cover. I never really read much of the Night Terrors issue, so I'm not too sure what they're like. Up next then we have, I believe it's Hobgoblin's Hideaway's first exclusive, and it's Web of Pooh. No, not Web of Pooh, sorry, Do You Pooh issue 1. It's obviously a homage cover, but it got a 9.8, and that again is one of those customer submissions that we put in where they just asked me, can you take a quick look at it? If you don't think it's a 9.8, don't send it. Same again for this one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 55. It's another series that pumps out quite a lot of nice covers, but not a lot of people pick them up. It's maybe just because they're not Marvel DC, but some very, very nice covers, some nice artwork on them. I haven't been reading the story at all, so I'm actually not too sure if the story is the reason why people are picking them up. Up next then we have Stoneheart number 5. Haven't read this series at all, so I'm not even too sure what it's like. Haven't really even heard anybody talk about it, but there's issue 5 of it in a 9.8. Up next then we have Astrobots issue 3 in a 9.8. And then After that we have a Scotty Young cover, where it's not the usual sort of Scotty Young style. And this is for Sirens of the City issue 1. It's the foil version of it. I believe it's just a regular cover. I'm not too sure. I can't actually fully remember. But I think this was just a regular order cover. It mightn't show up well on screen there, but in person that's actually a very, very nice foil book, especially when the light catches it. Really, really nice. Yeah, it was just a cover that they decided to reveal on FOC, so basically, Scotty, you've got until FOC to get the work done. Up next then we have Extreme Venomverse 4. This is just cover A. 98 knit. This character, no idea who they're called or what they are, but there seem to be a lot of people after them. I believe that's maybe the first appearance in this issue. I think it's mainly just because it's sort of like a manga style character. And here we have then just the cover A of Edge of Spider-Verse 4. So let me just fix this box a wee bit. Same Edge of Spider-Verse, or Extreme Venomverse, sorry, issue 4. And here's then the other. Again, I'm just going to take another look at this just so I can have my blood boil a little bit. Detective Comics 1073. Again, 9.6 in it. And if you were to inspect this book, especially if you do what I sort of do with the store, it makes no sense why that's a 9.6. That's a 9.8. Things like that, they should. I may not even tempted to near enough ring them, but they'll not have a clue. They will not know who graded what or why they graded it, and the amount of stuff they grade, they wouldn't even remember it. We've got then another Turtles book. This is 132. Virgin cover. I don't actually think that's an exclusive for somewhere. I don't think that was just a regular order cover. It might be hard to actually see that on camera, just to how sort of some of the dark colours, but very, very nice in person. Yeah, it's a Slab City Comics Virgin cover with a few other stores that partnered with Devil Dog Comics as well. Must be an American store. But yes, very nice cover. And again, for those that are interested in submitting through me, if you send in the comics to me, it doesn't mean you have to have them sent. You can ask me if you need me to have a look at them. I'm not going to charge for them unless you're sending a ridiculous amount, like 100 or something. Here we have a Frison Harley Quinn 31. It's actually a thicker slab that came back first time straight away, which is quite rare to see. Well, it was rare to see. You'll see in one of these boxes that it's actually happened quite a lot in this one, where they all came back and they were fine. Up next then we have Silk issue 1. This is a Chrissy Zulu cover. And I think pretty sure that was another submission. Which is quite a nice cover. And then the final book is another Sirens of the City. And again, it's that same FOC reveal, which is the foil variant for Scotty Young. So that's us done with another box. I'll just see, can I get this slab in here okay? And this is probably going to be the issue that I thought was going to start happening, where it would start to get a wee bit difficult to manoeuvre everything around while on screen. Again, I don't want to be damaging anything. So I'm going to set that off to the side. Set this box here. And we can get on to the next one. Okay, so let's put that in there. So the next step then will be, once done this video, it will be put them into the boxes that you can see up behind me. That'll be most of tomorrow, and I'll be hopefully getting emails put out later tonight about if you want them stacked or shipped. If you don't respond, they're just stacked by default anyway. If you do respond about getting them shipped, then we'll work that out. Up first then from this box we have an Alice Never After issue 1. This is, I believe, the Frison cover. And again, we've got a 9/8 knit, always nice. Up next then we have Venom 23. This seems to be a cover that has gained a little bit in value. I believe this is the first cover appearance of this character as well. I don't read Venom, so I'm not 100% sure who the character is. But compared to the other covers from Venom 23, this one seems to have a little bit more value to it. And again, I just believe it's because it's that first cover appearance. Up next then we have just the cover A of Venom 23. Quite a nice cover. Brian Hitch. Keep going through this box. We have another one of them. We'll not show that. There's no need to show multiple ones of the same. This one's same Venom 23, but this is the Ken Lashley cover. So again, quite nice. I think potentially this is the box that has 5 of them that are damaged. We'll soon see. But up next then we have, I need to double check, yeah, World Tree issue 4. World Tree is a series that I've read all the way through. I've loved it, thought it was brilliant. Can very easily see a TV show being made of it. And they had that whole issue with their cover, their first issue of it, where they sent out covers that they thought were too dark and then recalled them all. But they weren't dark at all, they were fine. I'm just going to take a quick look at this. Yeah, I think this is the box that all has the same damage on it, so I can show you that. Again, these were books that people obviously paid for through the Slab Crusade. I, in my right mind, am never going to send in something like this. I'll see, can I grab it here so you'll see it there in that bottom right. Like all 5 of these all have the exact same damage, where they've clearly been dropped in the corner and it's bent and it's a bit of colour break in it. But we've got Moon Knight 25. And it's the John Tyler Christopher negative variant. I'm not too fond of this book. Don't really like it. The cover of it. Some of the negative stuff works. But a lot of those negative space covers I don't think work at all. I think it's sort of near enough a cop-out at times, some of them. But quite a lot of people do like them, but there's a few that like, what is it, one of the Star Wars ones is brilliant. I think everyone loves the Wolverine banana one, but I think that maybe it's something to do with COVID. Up next we have then Fish Flies #1. So this was this recalled? I can't fully remember. This was Peach Momoko Virgin cover. We've got 9/8 in it. One of the issues of this comic's been recalled. I can't fully remember, or well, I can't recall which one was recalled. Again, I'm not even too sure why it was recalled either. I'm just double checking this one because it got a 9.6. I want to see if I can see why. It could be just corners all looking good, no spine ticks. Potentially it looks like that bottom right has had a little bit of a ding in it, which looks like it's similar to the other comics, but it's not as severe as the other ones. But we've got Blade issue 1, and we've got 9.6 in it. Very nice cover, but down the bottom right, it's very hard to see. I'll not put it up to the camera because it is quite hard to see. We then have season 2 of The Mandalorian with issue 2. There's the Jerry Ordway cover. I haven't been reading the season 2 of it, but I believe just based on what season 1 was like, it follows the show. So if you've watched the TV show, you've near enough read the comic. But it's near enough a saving grace for Star Wars for me at the moment. Some of the movies they've been putting out, some of them have been absolutely atrocious, really. But then that's what the Star Wars fans are like. They ask for more. When they get more, they don't like them. Up next then we have World Tree 1. This is the 1 in 25. Again, recalled edition. This is one that I put out in the group. I have it. I know it's a 98. I'll give it to you for such and such as, and basically near enough half price of what's on eBay. And if you want to grade it, I suggest it'll get a 98. With ratios, I'll never ever guarantee 98s on ratios unless I physically have them in hand, because they're too difficult at times to get. Up next then we have one of Art Germ's nicest covers in a long time, and my word, how did that get a 98? This one has been dropped on its side and still somehow ended up with a 98. This, by the way folks, this is why with grading, like, it's subjective, but when you see glaring things like that, it's a bit odd that somehow got through. Because again, remember that I'm doing this with one person. These apparently, when they're in CGC, go through 3 people. The 3 people give their grades. The 3 grades are then averaged to give out 1 grade. So 3 people apparently looked at this. And let's see, can I get this on screen? 3 people thought, you can see it there clear as day in the bottom left. So down here. So 3 people thought that was 98 worthy. This is where personally, if I had my own grading company and I was fully in charge, that's not a 98 in the slightest bit. I'd be grading that way down. We've got somebody in the chat there. Sorry, I don't even know how long you've been there. I've maybe been ignoring you. So Seamus McDonald, nice to see you. It's going good. Oh, very nice. That should be nice. Where did you pick that up from? So, Department Truth 18, McFarlane foil variant. Oh wow, that's... I'd say that maybe set you back a wee bit. With a few signatures on it. Especially with Todd, the Todd father. So yeah, that Harley Quinn 100% was dropped on its side. I did not send it off like that. Would not in my wildest dreams send off a comic like that. This is another one that has, again, the exact same damage. And I'll put a disclaimer on, it might not have been dropped. It could have been in the post. It's maybe been, kicked about like a football, but this one has the exact same. Little bit of damage down here. I'm not too sure if it's going to show it too well on a black cover, but we've got one of Matina's nicest covers in a while, Night Terror's Nightwing issue 1. Very nice cover. Shame about the grade. $300, yeah, that's to be fair, that's not too bad considering 3 signatures on it. Has it been graded already? Up next then, we've got a Harley Quinn. Black, White and Redder, issue 1, foil, art germ, and it's got a 98. I think I've near enough got 98s in all of these, bar that one. Well, no, actually, it somehow got a 98 as well. This was one as well, that cover. It was a complete nightmare with Diamond. I placed an order for 50 of them, paid for 50 of them, and they just decided, nope, we're not sending you them. When I then complained about it, they said we wouldn't, if it's not on your invoice, it's not been sent, basically. And I basically said, it's on the invoice, I've paid for it, you haven't sent it. And this went on for weeks and weeks, to the point that I just said, you know what, just refund me for all of them, and I'll just source them from somewhere else. So I just sourced all of these from a shop in America that I'm basically friendly enough with the owner, just online. And it's just insane what you have to deal with as a comic store. Very good. That should be very nice. Seamus, that will be a nice one to hang up on the wall somewhere. Up next then we're going to have quite a lot of these in this, in these boxes. Amazing Spider-Man 300, foil. I've got 98s. Got 98s in most of these. These are ones that I was actually quite worried about when I sent them. I don't know if any of you have actually taken your foil Marvel covers out of your bags and boards, but so basically your comic will sit like that. They will just keep going like that. I've left one, I think I've actually thrown it out now, of the Hulk 181s, and it nearly got to the point where it was literally folding the whole way around on itself. The foil in the Marvel books, really, really shocking. Here we have Night Terror's Punchline, issue 1. This one got a 9.4, and I think this is the one that I was going to try and showcase more, but I don't know if I'll be able to show you that. So this one has been dropped as well, with a wee chip there. But this one also has just one spine tick that doesn't colour break. And I'll not even showcase it, because I thought that's the only reason it dropped down to 9.4 was because of the spine tick. But it's clearly because of the back. It didn't look fully at the back there. The back does have a wee bit of damage that's similar to all those other ones that were dropped. See, shame about that, because lovely Ben Oliver cover of that. Very popular artist among a lot of people. Up next we've got Big Game issue 1. And I said I wouldn't inspect too many of them because I don't want this to run on too long. 9.6 on it. Up next then we have Jeff Deacle cover for She-Hulk 15. Really, really nice cover for it. And up next after that we've got Night Terror's Angel Breaker issue 1. Again, it's really, really nice cover. One of Ivan Tao's sort of best in my eyes. Up next we have Wonder Woman, The War of the Gods Special Edition. So this is a reprint of War of the Gods issue 1. I've got a 98 on it. Let's get looking at that Night Terrors one later to see again why did that get a 9.6 compared to any sort of Marvel one. And this one was again one of those covers that it's still nice in real life, but it would have been it's a lot nicer whenever you're looking at the actual image of it online. Not too sure why I got a 9.2. It has a slight bit of damage in the back of it, but not enough to me to drop it down to a 9.2. So it looks like it's one of those ones that were dropped as well. But yes, that was Grim Fairy Tales 2023 swimsuit special edition. We've got a Harley art germ on a 9.6. Not 100% sure where that got the 9.6 from. We then have another one in a 9.8, so I'll not show it because there's no need to show it. And while I show this one, I'll just look over that Harley Quinn. We have Softens Killing the Children 31. This is Virgin cover. This is from one of those FOC reveal covers where they only basically give you like 2 days notice of what the cover will look like, but it's very, very nice cover for Softens Killing the Children. Yeah, and again, that's got that same damage as all those other ones where it's clearly been dropped on one side or kicked about in the post, one of the two. So that's us through with another box. We can then move on to our next one. So we've got 3 more to go. So we're getting through them okay. I'm hoping to have this all sort of wrapped up by 9ish. To kick off this box, we've got issue 32 of Spider-Man. And the Disney variant. We then have Amazing Spider-Man 300 foil, and there's probably going to be quite a few of them in this, so we might even get through this box quite quickly. So we've got another one of them. And I'll just show it again anyway. We've got another then Amazing Spider-Man 32 Disney variant. Up next then we have a absolutely class looking comic. I'm kind of jealous that I didn't pick up another one of these for myself. This is Conan the Barbarian, issue 1. Let's see, that's actually the text a wee bit low down, but it's a Virgin wraparound cover of the map of the Hyborian Age. I'll show both sides of it. I absolutely love that. Love that cover. I think it's really, really nice. Should be something I think they should maybe do a wee bit more of. Even Marvel and DC, it'd be nice to have wraparounds of Gotham or Metropolis or anything like that, really. And there's the back of it. Again, very, very nice book to have. I think I have a raw copy of it, but I don't think it's 98 quality, but I might see about giving it a press or so, just so we see. Up next then we have Addams Family, The Bodies issue. There's a one-shot. And this one, I'll need to actually double check this. This one, I believe, is got an error on it. Yeah, so CGC are claiming second printing. I'll need to double check that. They're claiming it's a second printing. As far as I'm aware, that's the first printing of it. I'll have to double check that, but it's a second printing because I had issues getting this from Diamond. This is one where weeks went by and they just wouldn't send it, so I eventually had to just say, what are you actually doing? Are you going to ever send this out? And then they sent that. So if they have somehow tried to sort of get one over on me where it's a second printing, CGC sort of put them in it, so I'll have to double check that and see what's happening with it. If it is the first printing and CGC have made an error, I'll contact whoever's bought it and see do they want it fixed, because I'm pretty sure they'll fix it with an error like that on it. So this one then is Conan the Barbarian issue 1, and this is variant or Virgin foil. It's quite hard to see there, but My word, that is absolutely stunning. Again, I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't pick up more of these Conan books. I only picked up enough sort of that would cover orders and have then a few spare raws, but they look absolutely fantastic, so they do. Up next then we have another FOC reveal. Boom Studios need to stop doing this, where they reveal these fantastic covers within 1 or 2 days to go. It doesn't give store owners enough time to then promote them for them, because this, I believe, would have got a lot more traction if people had actually seen it. This is Peach Momoko Virgin cover, and it's beautiful. It's one of her best bits of work in my eyes in quite a while. Obviously the style is very similar to everything else, but it's really, really nice cover. Up next then we have Groot issue 4. This is cover A. This is one that whenever I was putting together the FOC, that it really caught my eye when I seen that one. Really, really just straight away gravitated towards it, and clearly someone else did as well. I'll not take this one out of the plastic, I'll just put it up while I go through the rest of them. So up next you have an Amazing Spider-Man 32 Disney variant. We have another one of them, another one of them, another one of them, another one, we've got another one of them. I'll just skip through the rest of these just in case there's more of them. No, I think that's them all now. So I can put you out of your misery. No, I think that's all of them there will be for this unboxing. Oh, there's still 2 to go, so you never know, there might be more in there. This one then, Astonishing Iceman issue 1. Again, Scotty Young. Always hard to go wrong with Scotty Young covers, especially when he puts the effort into them and does something nice with them. So we've got that one. Up next then we have Predator issue 5, and this is a Tyler Kirkham cover. Really, really nice cover. The only thing I don't like is this Fox logo that they've had to put on it. In fact, it's not even called Fox logo anymore, it's 20th Century Studios. I didn't even know they dropped the label Fox. Shows how long I've been out of the game of watching TV, really, when it comes to Fox. Up next then, we have Astrobots issue 4. This one got a 9.6. I'm just going to have another quick look at it. Can't really see why we've got a 9.6 for that one. Potentially this top right corner has maybe marked it down a wee bit. And to be fair, if it has, then it sort of makes sense. It's just the tiniest little wee small little bend from the looks of it. And that's one of the things with it again. When you send off the comics, you send them from here, they're going to America, they're parceled away in like 2 or 3 boxes. It can be easy enough done where the smallest wee thing can happen to them when they're being taken out or anything. Up next we have Spider-Man 7. This is the second printing. This is the Ramos, I believe this is the 1 in 25 Virgin variant of the first appearance of Spider-Boy. And as you can see there, we got a 98 in it. I think this was maybe one that's... No, I think this was just somebody had purchased this. I think I put up an offer or something on these where I was putting them up about maybe £60 or £80 less than what they were going on eBay. And again, I said there's no guarantee with them, and I'll let you know if they arrive and they're not good. Then we'll discuss if you want a refund or something like that with them. I'm just going to put this cover up again. Conan the Barbarian issue 1. It's a second copy of it, but it's just I really like the cover, so we'll put it up. So that's obviously a homage as well. next then we have What If Dark Moon Knight issue 1. And this is Moon Knight has been getting some seriously nice covers the past 2 or 3 months. This is another one of them. It's just a character that's it's just easy to draw in my view, just because the whole makeup of the character, the makeup of all their powers and all, it's just nice to draw. You get so much to do with them. Up next then we have Alex Ross, Uncanny Avengers issue 1. So this is part of a 4 issue set. Got quite a lot of these in, where I'd put up a bit of an offer through the Killer Comics show, where you bought all 8. I think it was for like £20 or something. And all of them that have came in, you could near enough grade all of them 98. They're all been fantastic quality that came in. The only issue was one of them. I think it was Uncanny Avengers 4. Again, with Diamond, you put in the order months in advance, and I've had to go and source it from a shop in America because they just went, oopsie doopsie, we didn't order them in for you. Tough. Up next then we have, to finish this box, or sorry, not to finish the box because I've kept one back, Stoneheart issue 6 in a 9/8. Then to finish off this box, we have an absolutely stunning Harley Quinn cover. Yeah, cover, the person's name, Sozo Mikia. I'm not too sure at all. But wow, what a cover for this! Like, absolutely amazing. This is one that I just ordered in extra raws so that I could get copies of this. So along with the foil art germ for this is the 1 in 25 for Black, White and Red issue 1. So they didn't send the 50 foils, and then basically the 3 1 in 25s that I'd ordered didn't send them either. And wouldn't you know, what were the ones that were most valuable? It was the 1 in 25s. So I kicked up a seriously big fuss about them. I was ringing them. I was actually threatening legal action at one stage with them, in order to make sure that they got these, and they were able to source the 1 in 25s for me, but not the art germ foils. Still, if I go onto my account today, it says that I'm owed basically 50 copies of it, which, if they ever arrive, I'm basically not paying, and I'll be again kicking up a huge fuss about it, because it's not on what the way they've been doing them, where they've sent it months and months after it's been released. So under our next box then, this is the 1 in 10 for Death of Venomverse issue 1. This one got a 9/2, which I'm quite disappointed with. The only thing I can think of is maybe just this bottom right corner. It looks slightly like it's bent a tiny bit, but 9/2 I thought very harsh, very harsh. But again, that's with ratios. I think they're maybe a wee bit more strict with ratio grading. It's why I can't guarantee any grades with them. They're just, I thought a 9/2 is a bit harsh for that one. So up next then we have The Amazing Spider-Man 300. And I'll just skip through a pile of these because I know there's quite a few in this box, so that's another one of them. We then have 3 more. Up next then, I have another one. And this one I think was probably my best selling book of the entire year. We have another one of them. And it's basically everyone's favourite. Everyone loves Venom. Another one. say this might be just a full 5-minute segment of me just going another one, another one, another one, another one. Something different, but we'll just keep going through these Amazing Spider-Man so we get through them all. Another one of them, and another one, and another one, and then we got one that got a 9.6. Just going to take a quick look at it, and I'll place it up on the screen. Why did we get a 9.6 for you? Yeah, bottom right corner. So that one, I don't think it will show in the camera, but bottom right corner has a small little ding. Again, I'm near enough certain it's just been, maybe when they were taking it out of the boxes that I put them in, they maybe just got a wee small nick, and you can't really complain too much about that. At the end of the day, they are dealing with paper. They're trying to get through as quick as possible. And from what I keep hearing, these people who grade these are paid the same as a McDonald's worker over there. So I'm not putting down the work of people who work at McDonald's, but it's obviously then the pay is just what you expect from. They're not going to take their time with it. It's probably CGC are just trying to get them through as many as possible. We've got another 9.8. Let's see him. We've got another 9.6. See, is that the exact same? It's whenever all the comics come back, if they're 9.6s or below, and they've all got the same damage to them, then's when I get suspicious. But if there's one or two, it's not too much of a problem. This one, I can't really see why this one got a 9.6. Yeah, it's a bit strange that one got a 9.6. It's potentially, I'll even show this in camera. This is even just a wee thing for people to watch out for. If you notice up in the top left there, you have a small little sort of dent. That, when it comes especially to thicker books, should be ignored simply because they don't close properly when they're creating the books, and those wee small little tears like that are allowed. If maybe it's a wee bit too much, it's maybe instead of being 2 mil, it's maybe 3 mil, and they've just went no with it. But again, for how quick they go through books, I don't fully expect them to be putting it under a magnifying glass and looking at it, but there's such detail. I can show that one later, but I think that's all the Amazing Spider-Mans we got. 300s anyway. Nope, we got another one. So we got another Amazing Spider-Man 9.8 foil. No one sent away for just the ordinary one. Everyone was all asking for the foils for it. I thought there would have been somebody who would have been wanting just a regular one. And we've got another one. So another 9.8 in the bag. Something slightly different then. Venom 28. That's why I said slightly different. It's just cover A, and we've got a 9.8 in it. So I'm just going to put away this other 9.6. Up next then we have Sacrificers, issue 1. This is cover B. And we've got a nice little 9.8 on it. Up next then we have Hulk 181 facsimile, unfortunately. Not the real thing. 9.8 in it. What else do we have then? We've got, I'll not take it out of the bag because we've seen enough of them, I think, in this unboxing. Another Harley Quinn black, white and redder. And then with just 2 more books to finish off this box, and then we're on to the last one. This is the comic that I'll actually leave to the end because this is the one that highlights the whole Marvel DC grading thing the best for me. This one then is Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones issue 5, Greg Land. variants. Not my cup of tea, these variants of this basically homage, but I know a lot of people were picking them up. A lot of people picking them up raw, really, because I think there's like maybe 10 of them now, of those homages. But this is the comic then that, to me, fully confirms this whole DC Marvel malarkey of DC's graded harder. This one is Daredevil 14. It's got a 9.8. I don't know how this got a 9.8. This makes no sense to me. How they've given this a 9.8 considering what's on it. So I'm hoping this will pick up on camera. It probably won't, but I'll see if I can get it in. I think you might be able to see it there. So right here is a colour breaking tick that's actually a wee bit bigger than a mill, and I believe there is a second one on it. I just need to double check, but again, yeah, there's another one just down there as well. So there's two colour breaking spine ticks that to me, like, I didn't, when I was looking at this, maybe I missed them when I was sending it in, but it's a black cover, it's hard to miss them. But yeah, CGC give this a 9.8. I absolutely guarantee if that was a DC book, that's a 9.29. Based on some of the other grades, I wouldn't even be surprised to give it an 8.5 or something silly like that. They are really, really rough with some of the grading when it comes to DC. And I don't know if it's because DC are doing card stocks and anything like that. That shouldn't really matter too much if DC are putting in the effort to spend more on their covers. They shouldn't really be penalised for that. So I'm going to try and shift these boxes a little bit, give myself a bit more room. You can all see me struggle to move them in my cramped little space. Let's see, we've got Paul from PH Comics in. How's it going, Paul? Hopefully everything's all good. You've just joined us in time for the last box. A what better way to kick off a box than a lovely 9.6. Let me just have a quick gander at this to see. Yeah, this, I'm not too sure where roughly they're seeing any issue with it from the outside anyway. Oh, this is really tough that they're grading this a 9.6. Like, everything's all nice, crisp and sharp corners, but we got a 9.6. So Void Rivals issue 1, they're seeing something that I'm not. And we got a 9.6 in it. Not fully sure how with a 9.6. Just need to move my post-it from one box to the other. Up next, one we've seen near enough the start, but as I said, I've sent off a few of these to be graded to be put into these Christmas mystery boxes. We've got an Amazing Spider-Man 21, 9.8 on it. Here we have The Mandalorian Season 2, Issue 3, with a 9.6. I'm just trying to double check, see anywhere we getting a 9.6 in it. Very hard to tell. I see one sort of spine tick, but doesn't break colour. It's very, very small. But again, it's the thing that confuses and infuriates most people who collect comics, most people who use CGC. That Daredevil got a 9.8, but this gets a 9.6. It's again, it could honestly be the person who graded the Daredevil had just came back from lunch with feeling a wee bit chippy, a wee bit cheery, and we're grading a wee bit easier. The person who graded this one, this Mandalorian book, was maybe about 20 minutes away from finishing for the day, or 20 minutes away from lunch and decided to just give it a 9.6. And it's something you'll never take out of grading until, from what some of the rumours have been spreading around, they bring in AI to grade. I'm not too sure how AI is going to be able to flip through a book to grade it, but a quick glance they might be able to give a decent grade. Up next we have a Spider-Man 7. Is that the second one? Yeah, second printing. We've got a 9.6 in it. I can see why that one got a 9.6. So there's no complaints why that one got a 9.6. We've got another 21 for Amazing Spider-Man Disney variant. And this is one then that is going into a Christmas mystery box for 9.8, which is Spawn 327. And it's a McFarlane cover, which is always nice to get. And this is obviously then the homage cover as well for Spider-Man 1. Based on other, I'd be a collector of Spawn, based on earlier issues of Spawn where they were doing homage covers. Price in this one might jump up drastically in the near few years, because the price in them really skyrocketed after a while. I was lucky enough to get them before they jumped up in price. Up next we have a facsimile for Amazing Spider-Man 121. Yellow covers, they're my when it comes to Spider-Man, are my favourites. It's one of my collector's goals to get a 129. But I am somebody who likes them in really high grade, so I don't know if I'll ever get that, a 9.6 or a 9.8 in it. I don't know if I could ever justify the money on it, to be honest. But I do have a high grade copy of this one. I haven't graded, but I know it's high grade. The original of this. But the yellow covers for Spider-Man, those are earlier issues, are, I love them. I think they're brilliant, just the colour of them. We have Batman 181, facsimile. It's the foil version. And again, this is night and day between DC and Marvel when it comes to paper quality. The DC foils sit nice and smooth. Those Marvel foils just curl up really badly. So if you do have a Marvel foil comic, make sure it's bagged and board. And make sure it's in probably one that's nice and tight, so that it sits. This then is Amazing Spider-Man 29. I actually really like this cover. Again, I think it's just because of the yellow. Always fond of a yellow background colour on a comic. And this is quite a nice Disney variant for issue 29. Up next then we have one of the DC Prides 2023. This again the foil one that was sent. I think this one was maybe a few weeks later where it offered it out again as a 9.8 option. I typically tend to, if I'm offering them out again at 9.8 option, I've inspected them before, I feel that they're 9.8, and I sort of try to give a wee bit of a discount on them. Nobody takes it up on them, and if I get them graded, they're going up full price than what you'd see on eBay. This here then is an Amazing Spider-Man 29. And again, this is one of the things where, one of those comics where I'd sent in my 10 best ones, didn't get a pile of 9.8s, and then I've sent in a few more of the ones I considered a wee bit worse for wear, and they got 9.8s. So sometimes if people are wondering why I don't have, so you buy a comic and you see it on eBay by some other shop with maybe a month before I even have it back, that's kind of why I hold off a tiny bit. I tend to find the grades are a wee bit easier. First week or so if they go in, CGC I think maybe get it inundated with them. They get so many of them, and unless the comic is absolutely perfect, they'll not give it a 9.8. Like they'll really hammer it if it has one small error, but they keep forgetting 9/8 are allowed, one small error on them. Speaking of one with a small error, this is Hallows Eve issue 3. Scotty Young cover, and I'm going to try really hard to see where the error is in this, but I'm struggling to see on the front cover anyway. Let's see on the back. Potentially down at that bottom right has a small little issue. But this is one of it's really, really nice Scotty Young cover. I'd be very, very happy with it. So just reading what some of the comments. Makes you wonder how DC can do so much better paper than Marvel. Well, to be honest, Paul, DC charge more than Marvel do, obviously, for a lot of their books. But you'll see in the next year, Marvel are bumping everything up to $4.99 is near enough the minimum now. They really need to up their game, Marvel, and start to produce better paper quality, because if DC have upped their price and they're giving out better paper quality, Marvel need to follow suit, or there's only so much people can take, to be honest, from them. They will eventually have a backlash against them. To be fair, in my view, they should have a backlash already against them. The money that company makes, I'm pretty sure they can afford to spend an extra 15p, if even that, to get a wee bit better paper quality. So up next we have Amazing Spider-Man 29 or 26. Again, that was a spoiler variant. To be honest, very disappointed with that cover. It's a spoiler variant, and I think they shouldn't have maybe had the black cover on it. Up next we then have a really nice Art Germ cover. This one's Moon Knight 25. I said there, I think it was maybe 2 boxes ago, Moon Knight has had some, past 2 or 3 months, Moon Knight has had some really, really nice covers. It's just a really nice character to draw. There's so much you can do with it, and there's probably so much that people haven't seen with it yet. I expect it to get more and more popular. I never watched the TV show, but I believe a lot of people did really, really like it. Up next then we have another Amazing Spider-Man 29 Disney cover. And again, I love that cover. I think one of these are for me personally, so I'm just putting that away in the collection. We have another one of these Moon Knights Art Germ covers. This one got a 9.4 though, so I'm going to have a quick look at this to see why did we get a 9.4 on you. Front cover has nothing really that would signify a 9.4. Back cover has a slight bend on the bottom left. 9.6 I would probably say. Maybe that, yeah, that wee thing. This is something actually I've noticed a lot on these bigger binded books. I don't know if that will show. I don't think this will show. But up here, this happens even in the DC ones, and again, it's because it's very hard to close a book of this size. There's these little like cracks coming down them. I've sent so many away, and they get a 9.8 because I think they just know it's a manufacturing error. But this could be someone new at CGC, so maybe the first time grading, they've just went, look, it's got a bit of an issue, it should be 9.4. My view personally, manufacturing errors shouldn't, or what am I trying to say? If a book has a manufacturing error, it should be graded that basically as harsh as any other book. Just because it's an error with the manufacturer doesn't mean it should get a pass. So there's lots of books out there that get 9.8s because they've got manufacturing errors. They should be given 9.4s, 9.2s, whatever. It's just tough. It's just the way it should be. This is then Predator 1, Scotty Young. We've got a 9.8 in it. Brilliant cover for it. Again, I love Scotty Young's artwork. I know a lot of people like it, but I know quite a few people don't like it. This sits really nicely with the Alien issue 1 that he done as well, with the little spaceman with the alien on top of him, with the basically the venom dropping down from him. Two great covers. and we've got again a 98 in it. We then have another Extreme Venomverse issue 4, and again this seems to be, it was quite a popular book simply because of this wee character in the bottom left. It's like a manga version of one of the Venom characters. I think in the last submission it sent away the one of 25 for it, and it got a 98. So there's somebody quite happy with that. I think I sold it for maybe 60 or 70 pounds, something like that, when it was going for near 200. We've got another Moon Knight issue 25, and we've got a 98 in it. We then have Edge of Spider-Verse 1. I'm surprised, to be honest, this wasn't more popular. With parents buying it for children, because what children don't love, like what child doesn't love dinosaurs? And there you have, is it Spider-Rex and Venom-Rex fighting each other? It's a match made in heaven. But yeah, nice 98 in it. We have then Harley Quinn, Black, White and Redder, and this is the Gilliam March. And again, I'm probably butchering people's names, but I'll just go with it. 98 in it. That was one of the copies of CG, or Diamond decided, yeah, we'll let you have the cover A's, no problem, that you ordered. Up next, these are ones that I was very worried about when I sent them off. I contacted about 3 UK stores and then about 2 in the US and asked about them. Again, this is the whole thing with Marvel and their foil covers. Every single one of these covers that arrived for me, they all started to curl up the exact same way. So I asked everyone about it that it could, and everyone was saying theirs were doing the exact same. So it just seems to be the foil makes the page too tight and it starts to curl. But was able to get a 98. I generally believe if that was sitting at CGC and it was out of a bag and board for more than 10 minutes, none of them would have got 98s. Simply because of that small little bit of a curl that starts to appear in them. I'm going to try and see, can I find one and hook it out, and I'll maybe get a picture put up at some stage of them to see what they look like. We've got another one of the same, and we've got a 98 in it. And we've got 2 comics to close it out, the show. And it's basically, yeah, you've already seen these ones. So we've got another Moon Knight 25 from Artgerm. And we will have one more then just to close it, and then I have to go and get an order put in for this week's FOC, and then to finish it off we've got a final 181. Yeah, this week, Paul, with the Harley Quinn, it's like, I'm actually very annoyed with DC with both covers that I think are absolutely stunning. One was released, when was it, Thursday night or something? They just decided, right, we'll release that into the FOC. Then the second one was released like Friday evening. So they're 2 of the nicest Harley Quinn covers I've seen in a very, very long time. I'm going to be getting them graded myself as well, because I think they're stunning. And DC basically give it very limited time. So there's potential that they do become quite valuable in the future, because not a lot of people are going to see them, and once people start to see them, they're going to realize, oh, I actually want that. So it's one, to be honest, I'm going to probably try and spec on a little bit myself. There's lots of store owners who know how the comics work. There's going to be maybe tons of them specking on them as well. So I'm sure a few people will be stocking up a few of them, but I'll be basically setting off quite a few to be graded. potentially for a future mystery box, maybe next year's Christmas one. Again, the way when I'm building these, I'm planning to do them. I'll be building them throughout the year, so I'll be trying to put in as much good stuff as I can into them. So yeah, I can't fully remember which one it is. I think the Friday morning one. I can't fully remember what I think it's the Harley Quinn uncovered one maybe. But the Harley Quinn, I think, is it 36 maybe, or 46? One of those, whatever ones they are. There, it's also stunning as well. They're both amazing. But that's all I'm going to have for today. I could even see my battery starting to go on my things. That's well timed at basically an hour. So I think I will basically leave it at that. And thanks for those that joined, and anybody who's watching later, please leave a comment or anything to see, just so I can see that it's okay. If there's anything you maybe suggest I could do differently with them, I'll try and take it on board. But thanks for joining, everyone, and chat to you later.